Now let's say that our point A, where our tool is currently at, is at x0, y0 in our current work offset system. Point B is where we want our tool to go next, our destination. Let's say that that is at x 20 inches, 508 millimeters, but still at y0. Now if we use a G1 to move from point A to point B, it's going to move in a straight line. But if we use a G2, our tool is going to make a right-hand clockwise
mic check.
turn in between those two
This
points.
is a microphone check.
And if we use a G3,
Mic check, mic check.
our tool is going to take us on a path between those 2 points that's turning left, anti-clockwise or counterclockwise to move us to our destination. So, same exact 2 points, but 3 different ways to get there. Well, that is it. And thanks for watching this Haas Tip of the Day. Not so fast. It's easy, but not that easy. G1 is pretty simple. It carries our tools from point A to point B in a straight line. But G2 and G3 do have some complexity to them that needs to be looked at. So we've moved our points. We now have a couple different points here, different start point. That's now going to be at x0, y0.
Okay.
Different end point. That will be at x0, y 8 inches, about y 200
That seems
millimeters.
to be working.
If we use a G2, a clockwise right-hand arc, to get us from point A to point B, we need to define how large of a radius we're going to cut. And we do that by using an R value. Look here, G2 R8, that's a radius of 8 inches.
This might be the way to do it.
And here it is, that same cut, with an R6. And once more with an R4, a radius of just 4 inches. Here's where we really need to pay attention though. There is another path, a second solution that meets all of these same criteria.
Oh
It's
boy,
still
here
a
comes the
clockwise arc.
circle.
It has exact same start and
That's
end
the
points.
exact same start
And it even
points.
has the same size radius.
It even has the same
So
size
it's the same
radius.
shape, but one is more than half a circle and one isn't. To create this longer arc, we just put a negative sign in front of our R value. That is it, really. Here, let me prove it to you. Here's our code. One with a negative R and one with a positive. Both cutting 6-inch radius arcs. But the one on your left, the one with the negative sign, takes the long way, giving us a circle section greater than 180 degrees, a longer section. Now, is it really a negative radius? No, there's no such thing. That's just a convention. The negative sign is just the way that we let the control know that the arc is larger than half a circle. So, because we used a G2, our arcs break right, clockwise. Now, we can create left-hand arcs, curving counterclockwise, by using a G3. Again, with either a positive R value or a negative one. So look, these are the exact same 2 points, A and B, but 4 possible circular routes. Now, of course, all of these codes, G1, 2, 3, can be stacked one right after the other in order to create a complete part contour. So let's take a look and see how all of those pieces go together. Now, each of these wooden track pieces will take you from one point to another in a very different way. Sound familiar? Right? G01, a straight line. G02, clockwise arc. Or G03, counterclockwise arc. So let's go for a ride and look at some code. Our train engine rolls from a G1 into a G2, into a G3R 4.5, and then a long banking G3R 8.0. Turn after turn, our train follows our simple codes as it heads into a long sweeping route. Oh! Oh! It looks like we forgot the negative sign on that giant circular motion to the right here, and we paid the price. Arc segments, circle segments larger than half a circle need the negative sign. So let's go ahead and change this R8 to a R-8, and we'll keep going. With that fix, we can safely complete our route and make it back to the station. Every part that you've ever made, ever will make, can be made using these same 3 codes: G01, G02, G03. And you take those bits of code and you can put them right back together with other codes to create a complete part contour. Now that we've covered the basics, I'd like to swing back around and cover another way that we can create arcs. Now, what if our point A and our point B are the same point? This can happen if we're trying to create a full circle where we start and finish.
It doesn't
the
do
same
a whole
spot.
lot of
Instead of defining an
help
arc by its radius
right now
size, we can
because
call out the center of
I
the
can't
arc
get to the other
instead
mics
by using an
and the other
ij value, where I is the distance from our starting point to the arc center.